Hello and welcome to day 108 in this quest for a 2000 rapid chess rating on chess.com. So let's find an opponent here. See who we get. Oh, a 1792. So this could be a tough one today. Here we go. Let's see how they respond. All right, so we're doing the Jabava London. All right. Can we jump forward here and threaten the fork? They could just block that way. Then we could capture. Should we go for this b5 move already? b5. If he attacks here, what do we do? Attack with this. All right, let's do it. See what they do. All right, so what should we attack with? If we go here, then he can just attack us. So, maybe we do that. And we'll just see what they play next. I mean, you think they would move forward here and attack us. Well, yeah, this is one I'm going to have to look up because knight to c6, I forgot if I should have played that knight to b5 move that early like that or not. All right, so they go ahead and do that. Now what? Now what? If we go here, we might as well just do that. That way we can get our bishop out as well, and we're attacking their knight. So we're attacking the knight. If they take, then we just retake. And then our pawn's protected. So now, should we jump up here and attack? Or, jump up. Retreat back, attacking here. Maybe we can try and get rid of his bishop pair. Now, if we retreat back with our knight, attacking his knight and the bishop, well then let's see, if he captures, we capture, he could move this pawn forward, attacking. Then if we move our queen here, he could drop back, attack again here. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then we have this option of checking him here as well. All right, so he does that. Now, we might as well just check him. So we'll go ahead and do that. Check him. Check him again. Get rid of his bishop pair. Then we can get ready to castle as well. All right. So now we can castle, take, and then castle long, lining up on his lining up on this pawn and on his king as well. All right, well, his king is really launching forward there, so we probably need to bring our knight up. Now, where is best to place this knight? If we go here, or do we go here? All right. Well, let's bring that knight up there. And we're ahead by a pawn, so that's good, I guess. The only thing, we're kind of blocking this. All right, well, do we move forward here? All right, so if he moves there, we can capture, and then, well, he probably just did that to keep my knight restricted. Okay, so What would be best now? If I go here, he can just, play this move. Well, maybe we just bring our other rook up. Okay, now, should we go here, or do we just go there, try and push forward? Well, we might as well go here. He can just push his pawn forward, though. Oh, but then we would be able to fork. So, we're also restricting his... All right, first of all, let's do that. And then maybe we can push this pawn up here forward as well. I'm thinking, should I push this pawn? If I push that, he goes there, All right, so now he must have seen that threat. Okay. All right, let's do that. Okay. Now, do I push forward here? And if he doubles up, I can just swing over here and go after that. Maybe that would be good. All right, well, let's do that to restrict his pawns. Get our king off of the dark square. That way there's no future surprises with his bishop, attacking our king. Yeah, like that. All right. So now, all right. All right, all right. Maybe I go here. I have to watch out though because of this. All right, I guess we're doing that. We're doing that. Okay, okay. Should I push here? Should I push this pawn? All right, let's move forward here. Help protect these rooks. All right, so he'll probably want to try and start attacking here. He could either push this pawn, and try and open things up. All right, well, should I be pushing on this side? That is the question. Tricky stuff here. All right, what is best? What is best? He has 3 attackers. I have 3 defenders, so we're good there. If I push this, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just start pushing over here. And also I'm wondering if I needed to bring this B pawn forward as well. Well, at least they're thinking here. So, I don't know, we have a pawn majority. Okay, do we want to start just trading off here? Is that what we should be doing? Probably. We should probably just trade off here. Do we push forward here? Another question. If we push forward, we probably should capture. So we'll just go ahead and capture here. All right, now should I attack him here? Or do I go here to get my pawns on the light squares? But problem is if I go there, he could capture. I go there. Need to activate my king. Do I go here? Probably better to go there, or do I ignore that and just go here? All right. Okay. So the issue is, well, if I give up my knight, he could push forward. He's got this pawn majority. All right, I got to make a decision here. What should we try and do? Guess we are going there. Do I have to go here? Yes. I have to protect that pawn. Or maybe it would have been better to capture and then push forward here. They may be outplaying me with these pawns, this pawn majority here, and then my pawns are broken. I have two doubled pawns here, which are, not so good. All right, so I guess we're doing that. All right. Then we're going there. All right. I need to get to a spot where I can I have to get my king to a spot where I can hold his king off, and I have to be able to protect these pawns because his king could try and run over to here. All right, so I got to go there. All right. So maybe I bring this knight up here, here, try and go for here. Man, his logical move is to bring his king here to d5 to keep my king from making progress. Then once he gets here, he could go, let's see, 1, 2, 3 to target this pawn. Well, no, if he backs up, then I can move forward. So if he goes here, then I guess we can drop back. So that's what I need to do, is drop my knight here, bring it up here. So I don't know, it's pretty tricky right now. What does he do? Does he push this, let me capture, then try and run his king down to go after this? Probably not. All right, so he does bring his king in there. Now, what do we do? We drop back to here. One thing I have to watch, though, is this pawn running. So if I drop to here, go up here, if he goes there and I go back to here, man, if I go here and he comes back to here and tries to target that, I guess I could jump up here. All right, well, getting low on time here, that's for sure. So if I drop back here, jump up here, or should I go here? If I go here, here, problem is his king's going to run up here and try and get down here. So if I go here, I need some way to cover this. All right, I'm running out of time, so I just need to get moving here. Oh, and if he tries to come down here and attack this, I can always jump up here. All right, well, now what should I do? The problem is that he could just push this pawn. All right, well, I'm going there. Okay. Well, do we block him out by playing that? So we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, so now what can he do? We're kind of just blocking him out. So we'll just do that. All right, so now the question is, can I go after this pawn? Can I go after this, or would that get me in trouble? All right, actually, let's do that and then pick this pawn off. So then we can pick the other pawn off and have a passed pawn over there. All right. Well, might as well go there. Just start moving both of these pawns forward. All right, now, do I go this way? All right, his king can't go anywhere. So what do we do? We just move back. Then we go there. All right, now, should we push this forward? We'll do that. Okay, now push that one forward. All right. Well, almost ran out of time there. Almost ran out of time. I probably should have gone here. Great. Yeah, I just made a mistake in time trouble there. All right. Sorry, this is a stressful game here. We're just trying to stop this pawn, trying to see if I can get these pawns moving. All right, what now? What now? We'll move that forward. Crap. Am I in trouble here? Am I lost? If I go here, come on. Really? Man. Yeah, I ran out of time, and I guess I probably would have been losing. Man, the time trouble just got me. I should have at least been able to hold a draw if I wasn't so low on time. Anyway, can't complain about the time trouble because I just did it to myself. So, what would have happened here? If I push this pawn, he's just going to promote this to a queen, and then with check, and then if I run up here, he'll be able to go after that pawn. So I don't know what the best move would have been. Maybe start pushing this king over here. All right, game review. That was a rough one. I don't know. I had chances, man. Yeah, look at that. I was ahead. Well, something happened in the middle there where I was ahead and then it went back to even. Then I got another advantage. Let it go back to even until I messed up there at the end. So, a lot to look at. They had 4 great moves. I had 1. They played at 79.9 versus my 78.3. We both played at a 1800 level. It looks like, I played 97.2 in the opening, which surprises me. I wasn't sure if I played that opening right, versus their 86.3. And then 85.6 versus their 76.5. 71 versus 80. Excuse me. So they got me in the end game there. I just misplayed that, I guess. All right. Inaccuracies. I had 5. They had 7. Mistakes. I had 3. They had 4. But I had 4 missed opportunities versus their 2. So, tough game. All right. So I tried to set up this Jobava London system again here with knight to c3, d4, bishop to f4. And then they played this move, which the computer says is a mistake. So best would have been what? E6. Excuse me. So in the Jobava London, a lot of times you can play this knight to b5 move. You can't play it yet, of course. Well, let's see. Yeah, maybe you can play it here, but then they could try and block you. Yeah, I guess if they played e6, it almost looks like I could play that, but then they would be able to protect it with knight to a6. And that would kind of tie up their queen side. But because they haven't played c5 yet, they would be able to kick me away. So even if I moved here, they could just go here, then play c6 and kick me back anyway. So anyway, back to the game here. They played knight to c6. So then, I guess this was the best move to immediately go here, try and fork, and then they have to do something to block it. So let's see if they block. Well, here, I'll just blast through these. Okay, that's what they played, which is the best move. And it looks like it wanted me to capture with the bishop instead. All right, so didn't like that move. Best would have been to chase my knight away. All right. And then did not like that. So, all right. So we trade down and I'm just ahead. And I guess I just didn't play this endgame well enough to try and get the win. It actually wanted me to go here. All right. Yeah, if I would have done that, it would have kept me from having these broken pawns like this. So did not like that. So here, should I have just captured that pawn? So a lot to look at in the analysis, which we'll do here shortly. Oh, it actually liked this move. Man, I was wondering about that, if I should move my knight forward, because then if he captures and I capture, and I guess I could bring this pawn up, but then I would be stuck having to watch these pawns. All right, well, yeah, and then here, I don't know. I think I had an advantage and just was not able to capitalize on it. Yep, and that was a mistake. Letting his pawn move forward. A time trouble mistake. I should have either moved my king back. Well, actually, it wants me to stay there and move the knight over. Huh. All right, well. Yep, that was the move right there that got me in trouble, letting that pawn go like that, man. All right, so right now it says it's even here. That was a mistake. It looks like I should have gotten down here, and kept the king from being able to come into the game here. So yeah, at this point I'm losing, it looks like. Man, what a horrible ending for that. I should have at least been able to hold a draw if I would have kept my king down here to be able to guard my knight. If he, keep his king out and just block with that knight. Man. But, time trouble will get you. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning here. Look at the analysis. All right. So we played d4, knight to f6, knight to c3. This is how you can start the Jabava London setup. So when they play d4, you just bring your bishop out. So you're piling up on the c pawn. You could maybe jump your knight up here, which we did in the game. A lot of times they might push this c pawn to c5, and then you could, well, you don't want to capture because then they could push forward attacking your knight. You want to play e3 first. Then if they capture, you recapture and keep a pawn on d4. So in the game, instead they make this mistake. So what does the computer recommend here? So it does recommend c5 as being the best move. And then here, the computer likes e4, but in the Jabava London, you usually play this e3 move. And then the recommendation is capture, recapture. So black is left with two central pawns versus my one. And then now they should play a6, preventing my knight from moving forward. And then here, You could play bishop to d3 to keep their knight out of e5. You could play knight to f3. So, in the game, after knight to c6, we jump forward, which is the best move, and white is ahead by almost +1 at this point. So, e5 is recommended. Computer says that's a great move. And it looks like the best thing to do is capture with the bishop. But even if we capture with that pawn, it says that it still keeps an edge with white. All right, so let's see. We played that. I guess I could take a look at this other variation. If you play that, they're going to capture. We are going to recapture. And then looks like they recommend just ignoring this knight under attack and counterattacking our knight over here. So a6. Let's see if they like that move after it calculates a little bit here. So now, c3, knight to c3, of course, is what we should play because, now they're saying they should retreat back and attack. So we could look at that. I mean, if they attack, we just retreat back to here. Oh, and then they could possibly just push forward and attack our knight, which is what the computer recommends. All right. If we go back, and if they did this instead, that is interesting. They recommend as the best move capturing here, which looks like it just leaves you open to a fork. So the best response is to fork. Oh, but you have a check here. And then they recommend capture. Queen captures, and you've prevented them from castling. Then queen to a5. And, queen to d2. Looks like queen to d2 would be best. You could go maybe c3 and block. And maybe I would think about that move. But then they could capture. Anyway, I don't want to dig too deep into that. Let's just get back to the game. What actually happened in this game? Let's go back a few moves. All right, so knight to c3 was played. We jump up here, threatening to capture the pawn and fork the king and the rook. So they block the scope of the bishop. And it looks like we should have captured with the bishop, but instead we capture with the pawn, keeping our bishop pair for the moment anyway. And then here, knight to h5 was played. Now the computer is recommending that we kick the knight first. So kick the knight first. So if they played that, they recommend knight to c3. I mean, what if we played this? Does it even like that? Now it's saying that's not a great move. They could capture, or it's saying that's a mistake actually. they would capture, we capture, then their knight jumps into e4 here. All right, well. So it looks like that move would be better. Then, of course, they could just attack our bishop. And then what next? Knight takes d5. Then they should get rid of our bishop pair. We capture. Queen over to e7, just piling up on this pawn. Or they could capture and then we recapture with the rook. All right, back to the game. What did we have here? We capture with the pawn. They attack our bishop. So now we just protect the bishop, which is best. They capture, getting rid of our bishop pair, recapture. Now our pawn is protected. It looks like they should have just chased our knight. So if they attack our knight, now it looks like it does like d4, the computer here. And then we would just have capture, queen captures. But then there is c5. Which is kind of like what happened in the game where they just, but now we can't check. We could check here, but then they could attack us again. And it does recommend that. Queen to a4, but then they could block with the bishop attacking our queen, and then queen back to b3. All right. Anyway, bishop to e6 was played in the game. We retreat back here, attacking, but it looks like there was a missed opportunity that instead we should have developed the other knight. Oh man, because now we have the opportunity to drop back. If he captures, we capture, attacking again with the bishop. So now the recommendation is bishop to c5. So, if they played bishop to c5, what now? Knight at b to d4. And then we just trade off pieces. Knight takes, bishop could take, or c6 could be played. But if they capture, we capture, and now just c6, protecting this pawn. But in the game, we had this position, knight to d4. So they capture, we capture, they attack, which is a mistake. c6 would have been better, because now they allow a check, block, continue the attack here. So after they attack, we trade off, getting rid of their bishop pair. And now the recommendation is to just keep trading down material because we're ahead by one pawn. So castling long is an inaccuracy. Looks like h4 would have been better. So h4. Why does it like that move? Well, it gains space on the king side. Maybe it allows you to start pushing your pawn majority, which I guess I should have done that. Just push here, push this pawn up, get all these pawns moving, which is maybe a better idea than what I did. Bringing my knight up here, blocking this pawn in. I don't think I played these pawns, my pawn majority, as well as I could have. All right, so here the recommendation is, that's interesting, c4. I guess to allow the bishop to come in here and start attacking things. And then rook to d1. King would move down to protect the pawn. All right, anyway, we castled long. Their king comes up here to protect. We jump our knight up, but once again, we should have got those pawns moving. I should have played that move. So, well, that's interesting. It's saying I should have gone here, given up this pawn. So, man, it says that is the best move. Excuse me. So if they capture, white would have an advantage here. It would activate our knight with check. Then what? King over to c7. All right, let's see where this goes. King to c7, knight to g6 here, forking these pieces. Rook to g8. Then what? Oh, we have this move. Capturing this pawn. They can't recapture, or we pick off this right here. Okay, so that's how that works. I mean, I guess the king would have had to have stayed in here. All right, well, in the game, h6 was played. We centralized the rooks. Start moving our pawns here finally, but not in the right manner, I guess. So nothing too crazy until this move. Rook at dd2 is an inaccuracy. h5 would have been better. So, man, I did think about that move in the game. So I guess that would have been a good idea to play that. So their recommendation is to capture. Then we go rook to h1, and they can't protect this. So bishop to f8, capture, and now they recommend a5. And then what do? Knight to h2 to get out of the way of this pawn. Maybe bring our knight over here to help attack that. All right, but in the game, we just doubled our rooks up. They did the same. Looks like they really like that h5, or excuse me, h5 over here. Did I say a5 earlier? h5, which would, I guess that would let me jump my knight up here. But we have to watch out because we have to protect. If this pawn comes under attack, then we have to make sure our rooks are protected. So I move forward. Computer doesn't like that. Instead, h5 would have been the move again. So it really likes that h5 move. h5. Now it recommends rook to e6. So here, b4. b4 is recommended, or we could just capture there. All right, in the game, rooks are doubled. The king moves up towards the center. Black pushes his queenside pawns, and now we do likewise on the king side. f6, an inaccuracy. Bishop to f8 would have been better. So now the best thing is to just go ahead and capture, which is what we did, and then they trade off, but they don't like this trade. So better would have been, what, c4. But even then, white has the edge here. So now we have a big edge. What in the heck? Oh my gosh. It's recommending that I take over here, but looks like they could just block that. Okay, this is a tricky move, so we better take a look at this. So now the best move is to capture there. They would have to play rook to e8 to stop our pawn. But then what? Knight to e5 check. King moves over here. Knight to f7 check. Oh, let's see. Maybe there's a better move than this king to d6, because now we can move up here with check. Then we can pick this off, guarding the queening square. Man, this is a crazy maneuver here. All right, so computer is just taking forever to figure out what to do here. Man, it's still calculating. All right, what is best here? King. Now it's saying king to c7 is better. All right, so let's say we do that. Now what? Oh man, we just start pushing the pawns. F5. Capture. Capture. Now we can protect this pawn. C4 check. King to d2. Or even king up to d4, which is probably what I would have played. Now king to d6, but it's going to let this maneuver happen. Check, and then move here and protect. So what if they can't go there? Huh. Yeah, anyway, it looks bad, but I did not see all of that possibility. So, they shouldn't have captured. They should have played c4. So c4 would have been better. Then, of course, king back here to protect. Now they should capture. And we should not go after that now. Huh. All right. Now they're saying we have to capture that rook. What happens? Okay, yeah, we're in check. So, okay, we have to capture. What am I thinking? All right. Then they would pick that off. Then we should play g5. H takes g5. H takes g5. Then we have a 2-to-1 pawn majority here. They're kind of locked in place at the moment. So bishop to d8, keeping an eye on this. Knight to e5, though. Ooh. Okay. So it would have been better to go back. But they still want knight to e5. Interesting. Okay, I mean, what if they just play this? And then if we go there, what now? If the king moves to go after this pawn, we move here, king here, king up to d4 to protect. Oh, and they start running out of moves. So if they play a5, we can play a3, king up to f5. And then we should play f4. Oh, that's a tricky move there. Because if they capture, then our pawn runs up and promotes. So they have to go back. Now what? Oh, our king can move over here. Yeah, and white would just be winning. Okay, back to the game. We traded the rooks off. Then I make that mistake, so I should have pushed the central pawn. Now my pawns are broken. They make a mistake over here. The king should have moved towards the center. Interesting. They like that move. Okay, then we should go there. And yeah, once again, it does not like that move because then we capture. King goes here. We can play f4. a5. King to e3. King to f5. And then our king can move around wherever because they can't pick this pawn off or the other one starts marching. All right, anyway. In the game, they played b4. We missed an opportunity. Once again, we should have moved our knight forward. They should have captured here, breaking our pawns apart. So we capture, and once again, that knight move would have been good. So capture, just mistakes and inaccuracies left and right in this endgame. So b3, what would have been better besides b3? What did they want? Knight to e5 once again. So they don't like that move. Better would have been to maybe start heading over here with the king. All right, so now that is the best move. Moving our king forward is best. All right. Oh, we should have pushed that forward immediately. All right, well. All right, so we're doing good so far. Where did we go wrong here? We should have brought this knight into here, it looks like. Yeah, once again, they want this knight to be centralized. I guess we could have let these pawns go and started trying to pick things off over here, maybe. All right. So at this point, man, we're ahead here, like winning pretty much. So what did we do wrong? We should have let those pawns fall. Okay, so that was a mistake. Computer recommends that move right there. But then king captures. Oh, it doesn't like that now. here, the recommendation is moving up there. King to h5. All right, just tricky stuff. This would go on forever if I look at everything. So they started moving forward. At this point, the game should be a draw. So we're doing all right so far. That is where we messed up. That is a losing mistake right there. So, man, instead we should have moved back here. Then then what? If bishop to f8 check, then we move our king to b2. If bishop to f4, we can go b4. Anyway, let's say, well, they probably, if they go king down to d3, we got to go to b2. If they go here attacking our knight, then, oh, that doesn't look very good either. Oh, there's a check though. All right, there's a check. Forgot about that. So check. King where? To e1. You know, if they go there, that lets us go over here. And then, yeah, so then we would have at least got a draw out of it. Well, all right. Well, thank you for watching. If you stuck around for everything, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Feel free to leave comments at any time. Thank you for watching and have a super chess day.